This is Blahhh, a map for Counter-Strike 1.6 by Nipper. This might be one of my most requested maps to cover. I put this one off for weird maps for quite a while because I'm not familiar with gold sources in Counter-Strike's mapping community. But after a fair bit of research and asking Nipper themselves a few questions, I think it's time to cover it. Nipper got into mapping from playing a lot of old shooter games. Your Dooms, Wolfensteins, Duke 3Ds and Quakes. He wanted to make levels that looked like things he wanted to see. He has quite the collection of maps. Nipper's 1.6 maps include some very notable ones such as the Crazy Tank series and a Starry Night map made in the style of Van Gogh painting. He is also an advocate for the inclusion of Funk Vehicle. When you play his maps, you're going to be playing something interesting. I've briefly covered one of his Team Fortress 2 maps in the past. Cough Falling is a map where you fall down onto a control point while dodging and using all these ramps along the way. Blahhh was made following a format of an earlier map called Wahhhh. Players enjoyed these maps and Nipper had fun making them, so he made Blahhh. It was also used as a chance to try out a bunch of different ideas. Some similar maps made by Nipper include Duh, Gah, and Huh? I did ask Nipper what he thought about the legacy of his maps. He said he had no idea. I also asked him what he thought about the maps inspired by his work, and while he thought it was cool to see creators be inspired, there's a fine line between inspiration and a rip-off recreation. He's seen some maps straight up using rooms and textures from his own. As someone who has also had content, both videos and maps, borrowed, I can understand where he's coming from. So, without further ado, let's take a look at Blahhh. First, let's read the message of the day. The baby demon from the good part of hell needs our help, but sitting alone in this intergalactic diner, one can't help but wonder if we really can help him. When then the colonel calls, will you not answer? We cannot save the pudding for desert this time. We need to look into our own eyes and see the light at the end of the tunnel. Even if we need to call upon the might of the Crazy Tank, the baby demon must be saved. Only then may we arrive at our utopia, and only then will we be able to dance. To dance. Counter-terrorists spawn in a blank room full of doors. It takes a bit of searching to find where you need to go next, as some doors will pull the Scooby-Doo thing on you. Terrorists will spawn in this space room with a grid floor instead. Eventually you might end up in a gold source cubist interpretation of a Hieronymus Bosch painting, complete with ear knife. There's quite a few music loops on this map, so I have a feeling I'll be playing YouTube copyright boogaloo with some sections of this map. There is a door at the back, but there's also a path we can take along the tongue. Oh, I hate these lights. If you set foot in the light, you'll get hit with damage. I'm crap at jumping in CS 1.6 and get hit every time.
Hooo Wahhhh!
I would like to know where that Hooo Wahhhh sound sample comes from.
Hello, it's Hoomobile with the world's worst microphone. My buddy Raymu pointed out to me that the Hooo Wahhhh sound comes from Al Pacino from the movie The Scent of a Woman.
Hooo Wahhhh! Hooo Wahhhh!
So there's your fun fact for the day.
Ah, one of my favorite aesthetics. Forests made by putting a picture of trees on the wall. I legit like this. There are some holes in the ground I'll come back to. Let's check this room back here first. Pretty sure this is a Zen texture. Don't go in the idiot room. You're smarter than that. And in this Escher-esque room, we get our first creepy baby face. For some reason, creepy babies are a reoccurring theme on this map. I am also assuming this is the baby's brain. Looks like pork mince. Yum. Oh, an art gallery. I also love art galleries in video games. A few of the portraits do the Mario 64 thing where you can jump through them to go to different locations. So I'll be using this room as a hub a lot in this video. Ah, so that's where the other path went. And this one takes me back to the door room. Let's look at some more doors. More door. I wasn't too sure what this space diner was a reference to at first. I asked Nipper, and he said it was a nod towards Mel's driving from the movie American Graffiti. It's also why the song Green Onions plays here. What I do know is by entering we'll be going past another creepy baby. This one roams around sections of the map. Ah, there he is. In this grid room, there is an underground path that connects to the forest area from before. We'll come back to this. First, let's look at this room that looks like a wall made out of bus seat fabric. And we have another forest area, with temptations either side. We'll come back to this not doorway later. First, let's get this gun. Now I swear there's some kind of pit here, so I jumped for it. Didn't help much. Okay, so let's check where this other path in the blue room goes. Remember the idiot door from earlier? This is where it takes the idiots. You have the option of taunting the idiots,
You're all a bunch of fucking idiots!
crushing the idiots, or drowning the idiots. You can't see the water, but I guarantee you the idiot would be drowning in there. This computer chip room will take us back to the art gallery. Now let's check out this hammer project. This section is based off another of Nipper's maps called Crazy Tank, but in a miniaturized form. Sadly, as far as I understand, you cannot drive the tiny tank, but you can make it fire. Now that I think about it, this map has a lack of funk vehicle. Going through the path at the bottom of the canyon takes us to a place we've already been. While we're here, we might as well take the ladder into the babyface room. Takes us to the sky. There's the mini crazy tank below, and at the end it's the blue room again. Hello again, demon baby. Okay, let's head back to the temple and see where the doors take us. Ah, back to this spot. I suppose it's time to explore these holes here then. Okay, that was interesting. Let's see where the other one goes. Ah yes, the Screaming Baby Bloody Head Tunnel. Such a classic map feature. The trigger areas don't seem to line up when you travel one way compared to the other. And the end of the path takes us back to the grid room. I think the only part I didn't look at was this hallway. And that's about it for this map, except I haven't looked at the secret yet. Yes, this map has quite an elaborate setup to reach a secret area. Probably the most I've ever seen in a map. I found a few very old YouTube videos showing it off that were a bit vague and blurry, so hopefully a more modern one can make things clearer, if you want to try yourself. So now I have to say, after I filmed all this footage, I went to activate the secret areas of this map, but it turns out I was playing the wrong version of Blahhh. I was playing Blahhh with 4 H's on the end, when I should have been playing Blahhh with 3 H's. The 4H version does not seem to have a working path to the secret room, or at the very least it's been changed and I can't find any documentation how to reach it. So long story short, I got trolled by an old CS 1.6 map. Thanks Nipper. The reason why he did this was because he got tired of players focusing on accessing the secret area over actually playing the game. In his own words, you would have 22 dead players waiting for the next round for 4 minutes while last T and CT wandered around shooting at random walls and stuff. Later versions made for CSS even locked out the secret if there were players on both teams. Anyway, here's how to get to the secret area. To start with, you'll need to buy a rifle with good accuracy, a HE grenade, night vision, and some armor won't hurt either. I'll start from T-spawn. I don't know if these have to be triggered in a particular order or not, I'm just following the video. Head right through the forest to the palace area and shoot this spot in the corner until you hear the Hooo Wahhhh sound. Now go down to the evil baby tunnel and shoot the middle heads of the last 2 babies. Try to aim for the 3rd eye. Head back to the gallery and shoot this guy in his right eye. Next go to the circuit room and shoot this corner. There's no noise this time, so you just have to shoot it a bunch. This next part is a bit tricky. You need to find the secret path next to the taunt button. I don't know if pushing the button is necessary, but I like to do it anyway. You need to duck and jump as well as feel out the entrance. Now, do not step on the grass or a later area will lock you out. I found this out the hard way. via a YouTube comment. Shoot the left branch at the base. This next bit is where I had to reset the most. Throw the HE grenade into the knotted doorway. I'm not sure where the trigger is, but you'll hear it if you get it. As you can hear here, I did not get it on this run and I had to reset. Now if you did everything right, and this passageway near the pudding room here should be open. If not, go back to the babies and shoot them some more. Don't take that out of context. There's a button behind here.
Hooo Wahhhh!
Now let's head over to the other tunnel of evil babies. Now this baby here, that should finish the secret path. No noise on this one, you'll just hear your player using something. There should be an invisible ramp here. I have forgotten something. Oh, of course! Head back to the tunnels with the light beams. There's one more button to push. This is why we need the night vision goggles. It's this hole here. Shoot the white dot and escape via this doorway that opened up. This would not have been opened if we touched grass earlier. Now head back to the palace area. There should be an invisible path up to where I was jumping before. Climb into the third window and walk towards this garden area. Another secret room, but we're not done yet. Climb this tree and find a button on top of it. This will open the final secret pathway. Finally, the disco room. This took a silly amount of effort and tries to get right, but now we're here. There's a healing spot. Smoke grenades. And buttons that give various effects to the dance floor. I like the cube that lets you swim around. Taking the exit brings us back to the same place we've been many times before. To end this, we may as well place down the bomb and see what happens.
Bomb has been planted. Terrorists win. Lock and load.
This isn't quite the end of the video. Nipper remade Blahhh for Counter-Strike Source with better textures and extra features to make use of the Source engine's improvements. So we're looking at not one but two versions of Blahhh. The reason why it's a remake rather than a port was due to the differences between the Source and Gold Source engines. Things like Viz blocking doors weren't really needed, and Source had other new features such as physics to play around with. You might even want to say there are free versions because Nipper ported this version to Counter-Strike Global Offensive, which will be the version I will look at now. I'll look at the CS version to show any interesting differences I see. They're basically the same map with minor changes in textures and props and using different lighting. Also, the CSGO version has chickens, instantly making it the superior version. Already you can see there are higher definition textures in this version. And we're back to the boss room, this time with some better lighting, and props for boat feet. The CSS version uses some different models. Knife ear is sadly not moving. This new door takes you straight to the art gallery section. A shortcut, if you will. I'm more used to source engine movement, so I can navigate the light beam room a lot easier.
Hooo Wahhhh.
I believe that zap comes from the baby head floating around. Sometimes you see it, sometimes you don't. This palace area is much more fancy looking now, with a ladder up here. This will take us straight to the idiot room corridor. Hello, chicken. Walking through the crazy tank room and into the teal corridor, I feel it's a little more strobe this time. I like these water cubes using the CSGO water. Looks real fancy. Also check out these high-res textures. These doorways are still not a doorway. We've still got our temptations on either side. And you can see where the door is located on the jello pudding side. Terrorist spawn is a little different. There's a bit of a cliff at the back. I did a little test, and you can chuck guns down here but not the bomb. Back to the palace. The baby brain room has some more meaty looking textures now, and a skull falling down. I wonder what Ratlob is up to. art gallery room is looking really nice in this version. I too am a funk vehicle enthusiast. And this is the door we will come out of if we take the shortcut from earlier. Oh, hello creepy baby. Idiot Zoo is still here. No drowning this time, however. The path to the tree area is locked for now. You can still feel it out though. I really like the roof texture here too. Space Diner is still here too, in fact there's more of it. The outside section is different in the CSS version, featuring 2 seesaws. The CSGO one has these cars instead. And these are all pathways we've been through before. Now let's check out the HD creepy baby tunnels. And I think at this point we've looked at almost all of the map. Hello again, baby. Oh, I guess it is a doorway now. Just like the earlier version of this map, there's a secret area. This one is a bit different though, and to access it is also a bit different. The CSGO version has a different method to the CSS one, and I wasn't able to work out how to do it in this version, so we're switching back to CSS for this part. From what I got from Nipper, the secret might not be working correctly in the CSGO version anyway. We're going to start from CT spawn this time. I'm basing this off this video. Get the M249 as we'll be using it to move some props around. First thing first, we're going to head to the Idiot Zoo via the circuit board room. I don't know if pushing the button is necessary, but I did it anyway. You need to press use on this briefcase in the space diner. I like to move it from the table, but you don't have to. Now head back to the Idiot Zoo and head where the forested area was in the original map. You can walk on the grass this time. Push use on this branch. Now head through the Evil Baby Tunnel to the Palace area and go to the other Evil Baby Tunnel. Like last time, shoot the middle of the heads. You can tell when you shot it enough when you see the wood planks fall behind. Now let's go to where the pudding room is. The pathway should be open like last time. I think the button here is around this square. Once again, no sound when you push it. Now head to the lower, not a doorway, and push use. I think roughly around the middle. Afterwards, head to the Hall of Lights, to the pit like last time. This underground is a bit different from last time. Grab the red thing and get out of the way. Now get the M249 and shoot 3 barrels to the left and 2 barrels to the right. You'll hear a sound when you get it. Head through this way and through the body. Push use on the eye and you hear a noise. Now head back to the art gallery, go through the door portrait. If everything was done correctly, you'll be teleported to the garden area. If not, go through and make sure you pushed all the buttons. I had to do this. Push use on the rebel and the door will open. We're almost there. Head to the circuit room. Turn around and face the other way. Wait for the baby to go past. Now head to the staircase room next to the brain and wait for the same thing. Once it goes past, climb up the ladder to the clouds and fall down to the hole that leads to the crazy tank. Jump down. Sadly, it seems my copy was missing a few textures, but hey, I made it! Once again, it took me quite a few tries to get this right. Also, just to remind you can't do this if both teams have players on them. Let's see here. We have a head crab swimming pool, a combine doing the bug bait dance next to a barrel, and some DJ buttons that do various effects. The yellow one makes the barrel fly around. I love this place. It reminds me of the things you would see at the end of a climb map. Finally, if you push use on Alex, she'll sing for you. What a fantastic series of maps. But wow, those secret areas were a pain to get to. I would like to thank Nipper for responding to my questions. While I couldn't work out how to reach the spot in the CSGO version of Blahhh, I think that might be for the better. Why not leave some things as a secret? Leaving a few things unknown can make it more fun.